Brown.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Cabinet Secretary, in 2012 he said that the welfare of pupils, teachers and staff at our schools is paramount. And also, when talking about the discovery of asbestos, that the government will try to shift responsibility onto local authorities and schools. Do you still believe, as you did when in opposition, that the Welsh Government should take responsibility when a local authority either cannot or will not give our teachers and students confidence that they are teaching and learning in a safe environment?
It is absolutely crucial for teachers and pupils that they are undertaking their work in an environment that is fit for purpose and meets all the necessary health safety regulations. And that's why we are, as I said, investing in the largest building of schools and colleges since the 1960s, and the removal of unsuitable buildings is a key part of how we prioritise our investment in the 21st Century Schools programme.
Thank you for that answer, Cabinet Secretary. Last year, when you became Cabinet Secretary for Education, and again today, you quite rightly said that there should be a presumption against the closure of rural schools, and that pupils in rural schools deserve the same opportunities as children in other areas of Wales. What action, if any, would you take if you suspected that a local authority was letting a rural school rot in order to make the case for closure stronger?
Well, as you quite rightly said, a presumption of, against closure was a manifesto promise in the Welsh Liberal Democrat manifesto, and I'm delighted to be in a position to make progress on that when in government. As I said in answer to the first question from Janet Finch-Saunders, we are currently out to consultation on the reform of the Schools Organisation Code to strengthen that code and indeed to create for the first time ever in Wales a definition of what a rural school actually is. The first question any local authority should consider when looking at the issue around small and rural schools is the educational viability of that school, and they should use the opportunity afforded to them by the £2.5 million we're putting into the Small and Rural Schools grant to be able to look at alternatives to closure to maintain a good standard of education in those small schools.
Thank you very much for that answer, Cabinet Secretary. If a local authority isn't maintaining a rural school properly, would you ever consider it appropriate to remove that school and a relevant proportion of the revenue support grant from the local authority and fund it directly as a delegated school?
My expectation is, should we move forward with reforms to the School Organisation Code, that is a code that is underpinned on a statutory basis. Therefore, it is a legal requirement that local authorities comply with that code. If there were examples that that was not the case, then I would take the appropriate action.